Good anti-morning show. I'm Gentry.
And I'm Blake.
And we are here today driving around Florida. I'm all of a sudden southern or something. Anyway, it does happen. We're here. We're coming to you. We're going to talk a little bit. You're going to laugh a little bit. You might cry a little bit. Or you might just be really annoyed. But either way, we're happy to be here with you.
Yep.
So since it's our first episode, we're going back as far in our heads as we can to our childhood.
Last week.
The first part
Of our lives. Yep.
Which for Blake was last week because he just turned 21.
Yay,
What?
me!
So childhood, Blake.
Alright.
How do you feel about your childhood?
Well, as much as I can remember, it was okie dokie.
Smoky?
No, it was good. I remember going to the beach a lot, getting sand in my pants a lot, getting sand in my eyes a lot.
See, the reason for that is because people would go up to Blake, grab his bathing suit, and just dump buckets of sand in his pants. So
Buckets.
that's why
10 gallons.
he got sand in his pants. It's not because he was at the beach. It was just because that's what people did.
I literally think growing up I had sand or dirt on my body 24/7.
Yes. See, the fun thing is that I can interpret your childhood stories however I want because I didn't actually know you as a kid.
It's true.
I mean, I've only known you for a little bit, so I could say whatever I want about your childhood.
Yeah, but it probably is not going to be true.
Well, truth or not, it's all about a good show.
Yes, it is, guys. Yes, it is.
No, so funny thing, when I was a kid, I used to come visit Sarasota, Florida, which is ironically where Blake is from. And this one time, I stayed in the Amish community down here, the Mennonite community. What is it? Tinkletown? Pinecraft. Oh, I call it something funny.
Tinkletown.
Tinkletown,
right.
something like that. I played some good shuffleboard, chased some lizards, but we actually went to Disney World. This is a fun memory I had from my childhood. We went to Disney World, and we saw this show with all these animals, horses, trained animals, horses, all this crazy stuff.
Circus?
No.
Oh.
No. It was at Disney World.
Right.
And so every time they did the show, they would call up a kid from the audience to do the whole show with them, to participate and all this stuff, right? So we went to the show, and we're watching it, and I loved animals when I was a kid, and I thought it was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. So my parents were like, well, we should go back the next day and see if we can get you to be selected to be on the show. So we went back the next day, and when they were called out, my brother stood up and pointed at me and everything like that. So I got to do this whole show at Disney World with these people, and of course I acted like, I'm like, oh my gosh, I've never seen this before. Oh, the horse is gonna sit down on me. What? Anyway, so that was fun. That was the start of my acting life.
Yeah, because you really knew what was going to happen because you've seen it like 1,000 times.
I did. So, I didn't like to be the center of attention or anything. I still don't like to be the center of attention. I don't like when people watch me. What about you?
I think that's a big fat lie. Yeah. What? I think you're right. You hate attention. I just love it. I just soak up all the attention and I can't see. Our morning shows are going to be every Saturday. They're going to be posted every Saturday, and we're going to be on the go in every single one.
On the go.
Either me or Gentry is going to be behind the wheel. And don't worry, we always use our directionals and stop at all the stop signs and red lights. We obey the traffic laws because we are good American citizens.
Law-abiding citizens. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, this is the first episode, and hopefully many more to come. But you didn't really share an experience, one of your best childhood experiences or worst childhood experiences.
All right. Well, here's a pretty bad childhood experience. I grew up on this road called Dahmerscada, here in Sarasota, Florida, and I was probably like 5, maybe. I was probably like 5, and our next door neighbor, they had like this crazy little dog. It wasn't a Rottweiler or a Pit Bull, but it was probably like a Russell Terrier or something like that.
Oh, those are scary.
They're crazy. They're like, they bark a lot, and they're really creepy and hairy and stuff. So I was kind of scared of it. They always had it chained up, and like I knew how far the chain would go out because I just was scared of it. So I knew how far not to get close to it, to where I was safe, at a safe distance, because I was a safe, responsible kid. And so I wasn't. I was crazy. Anyways, this one day I go outside and I'm playing. There's these orange trees I used to climb on and everything, and I noticed that the dog wasn't on the chain or anything. I mean, I didn't see the dog, but he just wasn't out there. I was like, whatever. And so I was in their yard, and all of a sudden I hear this rustling of leaves, and I'm like, what? And all of a sudden the dog comes out of the bushes, and it's not on its chain, and so it's like, I'm like, ah! And so I ran as fast as I could, and this dog's chasing me, and it's like super scary when you're little because you can't run super fast, and dogs are like fierce beasts. It's kind of like now with lions. And so
did you just compare yourself to running from a dog as a child is now like running from a lion as an adult?
Because you're never going to get away from a lion. So as a kid, you're like, I'm never going to get away from this dog. I'm like, ugh. So I'm like, the closest thing to get away from this dog is this orange tree. So I book it to the orange tree, and I am just scared out of my mind, and I get in the orange tree, and I climb up as high as I can, and I just sit up on the top of the tree crying because
Good choice, though. I mean, you have food, shelter, food.
It was in February. There was no oranges on the tree.
Well, that's your fault.
Yeah, I wasn't, I was 5. I had no other place to go. And so I was petrified. And to this day, I am scared. Petrified.
Is that like Tetris?
Yeah, it's a game and a scary feeling. I was petrified of dogs. I'm just kidding. I was only petrified of that dog. I actually love dogs.
And he's actually pretty petrified. I have a little 10-pound dog. You should see him around. It runs like a little girl.
Liar.
Well,
yep.
That about does it. It's time to go dance in an intersection.
Yep.
See y'all later.
Peace out.
Have a great anti-morning
show.